Here we are on a cold winter day to talk about bus rapid transit, one of my favorite topics. And you know, as I thought about it, we're really standing on the shoulders of city leaders almost a decade and a half ago who had the vision to look to our day and to see how crowded our streets were going to be, to see our parking problems, and to see our clean air problems. And I'm grateful for their leadership 15 years ago that actually started this project. If you've been associated with BRT, you know that there's been much discussion in the community about BRT. And one of those discussion points has been trees. So we came here today to talk about trees and share with you exactly what's happening on the route with trees. And it is true and unfortunate that the route does necessitate the removal of some trees. As a matter of fact, we'll lose several hundred trees through this project. But what a lot of people haven't talked about is the project will actually plant not only those 300 trees back, but an additional 700 or 800 trees into the project because of the BRT. As a matter of fact, all of these pinwheels represent a tree that will be planted in addition to the 300 trees that will be planted to replace the trees that we take out. So you can see visually how many more additional trees are coming into our city because of the BRT project. What a lot of people don't know too is that not all of these trees that are so beautiful along the route are healthy. As a matter of fact, many of the maples that you see that are so beautiful were planted in road base decades ago. And if you look at them closely in the spring, you'll see that they're not healthy trees. And this will actually be a long-term, much better improvement for those trees that need to be taken out as well. Well, we all know the benefits of trees, but let me just list a couple of them for you. In 1 year, an acre of mature trees can absorb the same amount of CO2 that's created when you drive a car 26,000 miles. 100 trees, and remember we're putting in 800 additional trees with this route, 100 trees remove up to 5 tons of CO2, 400 pounds of ozone, and 300 pounds of small particulate matter from the air. That's pretty amazing. Trees cool streets, they conserve energy, they save water, they help soil erosion, and they're just plain beautiful. Now, not all of the trees that will come out along the route are unhealthy, and as a matter of fact, some of them are beautiful trees that have been in our community many years, and that causes us some great concern. I'm pleased today to introduce Ryan Stewart. Ryan, if you would come join me up here. Ryan is from BYU and is here with some students today to share actually what he and his students are doing to help preserve the trees. Now, Ryan, we didn't think this through, but I'm going to hand you this little mic off my lapel, if I can find it, so they can hear you.
So just stand close?
Yeah.
Okay. So as Mayor Curtis mentioned, my name's Ryan Stewart. I'm an associate professor of horticulture at Brigham Young University. And some months ago, one of the project leaders involved with this transportation project reached out to me and asked if we might be able to try our hand at propagating some cuttings of one of these heritage trees located just down the street from here at 700 North and 300 East. It's an old bur oak that was planted 143 years ago by Mormon pioneers. And so we're trying the techniques and tricks that we have up our sleeves to be able to get some clones from this old oak. And so I have students who are involved with this, and so to me this reflects a beautiful synergy where we can have different stakeholders involved, both from the city, from state organizations, as well as from a local university, to be able to try to make the best of a somewhat sad situation. But we're hopeful. You know, we've tried softwood cuttings. We're going to do hardwood cuttings soon. We're trying tissue culture to be able to try to grow an entire plant from just a small piece of tissue, as well as root cuttings and even grafting later on.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryan, and thanks especially to you and your team for your efforts to help preserve these beautiful trees that we have. Ned Hill, you're from our Sustainability Committee. Would you like to make any comments about trees? Make your way through our forest here, Ned. Don't knock any trees over.
Okay. Well, Mayor Curtis has really hit the nail on the head with all that trees will do. There's one additional feature that I'm personally involved in. I'm a birder. I love to look for birds in the Provo area, and we have a lot of birds. And I can't imagine how many more birds we'll have if we have all of these trees here. Provo has a great bird culture, lots and lots of different kinds of birds. Do you know how many birds we can find in the winter time on the Christmas bird count? One day in December, we can find almost 100 species of birds living in the Provo area during that time. And these trees will be home for them. And I can't add any more to what the mayor has said. He has a great understanding of this, but trees are a very, very important part of a good community. They're beautiful. They do lots of good things for the atmosphere, and we need to have cleaner air in Provo, and this will help us do that. So I commend Mayor Curtis for his vision and seeing what needs to happen here, and I hope this will go forward very well. Thanks.
Thank you. Whoops.
I lost you.
Okay. Thank you, Ned. Ned works with our Sustainability Committee, and they do great work here in our city. Let me just conclude by thanking our partners. UTA, thank you very much for your support. Without your vision of the importance of trees, we wouldn't be able to add this many new trees to the project. UDOT's been a great partner, as well as MAG and Orem City as well. Thank you, and let's look forward to all these mature trees in our city. Thank you for being here today on this very cold day.